Bonjour, Ani, Grace Indigenous, Makwa and Dodam, Swan Lake First Nation, and Doonjabois. My name is Grace, I'm Bear Clan from Swan Lake First Nation, and welcome to my YouTube channel. For those of you who are new here, I'm an Indigenous influencer, advocate, and content creator, and on this channel you can expect to find all things manifestation, spirituality, self-development, wellness, Indigenous culture, and well, my life. In today's video, we're talking all about how to manifest your soulmate. And if you are coming from my TikTok channel, you're probably wondering a little bit more about the SPV method, what that means, and we'll be chatting about that today. I also have my podcast linked below, so if you ever want to watch any of these videos or learn any of these lessons while you're on your hot girl walk or at the gym or in your car, be sure to go and download that as well. All right, so let's go ahead and let's just dive right into it. So step one that I always talk about when it comes to manifesting your soulmate is self-love, getting into that embodiment of being the highest version and best version of yourself to attract that perfect person to you. The reason why I talk about self-love, and you may be asking yourself, what does this have to do with manifesting your soulmate? The reason being is that the energy you are is what you're going to attract, right? When we talk about the law of attraction, like attracts like. So if you are sitting here and you have not really invested a lot of time into yourself and your own confidence and your own self-worth and reprogramming those limiting beliefs surrounding relationships and friendships and who you believe you're worthy of being with, then it's going to be really hard to attract those type of people into your life who are high vibe, who are optimistic, who are loving, and to attract that soulmate by virtue of this. So when we focus on ourselves, we start this work. Because of this, it'll have a ripple effect. And not only will you probably manifest your soulmate, you'll manifest more money, friends, love, self-worth, self-confidence. So you're only going to have great things come from this as a result. So when I talk about self-love, the first thing that I want you to do is write down on a piece of paper all of your goals. Which, by the way, if you haven't watched or listened to last week's YouTube video and podcast episode, you can listen to either one, where I talked about how I've manifested everything in my life. Pause this video, go and watch that first, and then come back to this, because in that video, I go in depth about this process, how to script, how to manifest your dream life, all that fun stuff. I'm not going to include it in today's video just to make sure this video isn't hour in length, but to keep it to the point, essentially you want to map out what your dream life looks like and look at the areas in your life in which you are already embodying that highest version of yourself, where it still needs some work, and where you want to start improving. So for example, this is not my example, but this is going to be a broad one that I use for the sake of this video to explain. Let's say, for example, you look at your goals list, and one of your goals is to be confident, and the highest and best version of yourself, shows up confidently, and they care about, their well-being. Then in this list, you're going to want to include, okay, do I currently show up in this way? Maybe you don't go for walks, or you don't exercise, or you don't drink enough water. So I want you to look at one habit you can start implementing today to work on your self-development journey to bring you one step closer to the best and highest version of yourself. So maybe you're looking at, okay, I'm clearly having issues around working out consistently. And this step is key. Now we want to identify the root cause, the limiting belief behind why we aren't already showing up in this way. So let's say you go to working out consistently and you think about your entire life and how you've always been told, well, you put on weight easily by friends or family members, or maybe a limiting belief that you were told that isn't true is, oh, well, we don't have time, or we don't have the money for you to go and join this dance program or to join this fitness program. Or you've been told, well, you have to prioritize school. Working out doesn't matter if you have bad grades. Or you have been told that I don't have time to work out, I need to just hustle and grind in my work, and that's more important. Then the real root cause that we're getting at here is that you have trained yourself to believe that you are not worthy of prioritizing yourself before others and your own well-being, right? That's kind of the root cause of all those, well, a collection of those. So once you have identified that limiting belief, which for a lot of people, they didn't even know existed, right? then you can start to reprogram that limiting belief and get into alignment with the highest and best version of yourself. This alignment is what, as Indigenous peoples, we call in our culture walking the red road. It's essentially, being in alignment with the best version that the creator or the universe or whatever higher power you believe in has for you. And truly, showing up as your true self, authentically, being unapologetic, and being in alignment with your culture, your value, your community. If you aren't Indigenous, you can still apply this within your own life, right? And you'll know you are in alignment with the greatest good of yourself when you feel good, right? And when you're going through this limiting belief process, I don't want you to feel drained or upset at any point during this. Instead, I want you to be grateful for identifying these limiting beliefs. Because without being able to identify these limiting beliefs, you can't move forward and you can't reprogram in order to bring your desires to you. So that is the first step, self-love, working on aligning yourself with the highest version of yourself, being confident, and being happy with yourself. Second step is to plan. I always say make a plan and work the plan. I talk about this in last week's episode as well. But essentially what you want to do is get clear on the type of person you want to attract. Which, by the way, if you're listening to this and you're wondering about step 1 for self-love, as well as planning for the type of person you want to attract, and you want specific journal prompts, scripting methods, specific exercises to help you manifest this specific person, as well as the shadow work to do so, I will link my Etsy guides below. They are less than $12 for these guides and for these bundles. And they have step-by-step tutorials, guides, scripting, journaling prompts to help you get really specific and clear on identifying your root causes and limiting beliefs, as well as manifesting your specific person. So I'll link those down below. I would highly recommend the Make Them Obsessed bundle, the Shadow Work Journal, as well as manifesting your specific person, although that is in the Make Them Obsessed bundle. So go ahead and check those out below. So step 2 is to plan. So you want to get clear on the type of person that you want to attract into your life. Similarly to how we scripted out exactly what your ideal highest version of your list looks like for you, you're going to want to do that with scripting out exactly what your soulmate has in store for you. So for example, let's say you write down, they make you feel happy and they are outgoing and they get along with your family great and they are so kind. They go out of their way to do little small things for you, like get you flowers or pick you flowers or make playlists for you. You want to get super clear and specific on the type of relationship you have with this person, the characteristics and attributes you're looking in them, and how you want your relationship together to look and feel. Okay, so you want to list out all these attributes and characteristics. And then once you have written all of these out, you want to begin to take inspired action. So putting yourself in situations where you can possibly meet that person. And when I say this, I mean doing so in a way that is safe for you, right? So for example, let's say in that list you write down that this person loves to be outdoors and they love nature and you also love nature and you love hiking and being outside. Then maybe joining a local hiking group within your area is going to be a great idea to match up with like-minded individuals. And maybe through there, you'll make some friends. Maybe their friends will have friends that will introduce you to them, or your soulmate will even be at that function, right? So not to say that that's exactly where you're going to meet that person, but inspired action is about taking the steps so that you can, manifest that desire, right? If you are very, very introverted and you sit 24/7 in your room and you don't take any inspired action, how are you going to meet your soulmate that you're trying to manifest, right? So another step could be, maybe if you are introverted, joining dating sites, or maybe hiring a dating coach that gives you an audit of your dating profile and gives you advice on how to go on dates. These are all steps you can take to bring you further and closer to that manifestation. And if you're listening or watching this and you're wondering, this seems like a lot of work, this is very overwhelming, this is not meant to be all done in one day, okay? In fact, I would encourage you to take this one step at a time, starting with the self-love, and this can take anywhere from a day to weeks to months to even years, right? So take as much time as you need to work on yourself, to work on the self-love and the shadow work. Again, I'll link my Etsy down below where you can get the entire shadow work guide, work your way through that. And then I would suggest moving on to the Make Them Obsessed or Manifest Your Specific Person guide as well. So once you've done the self-love, then you want to plan and get clear on the type of person that you want, putting yourself in situations where you can meet that person. And then step 3 is to visualize. And when I say visualize, I say this because this is the easiest way to embody the feeling of already being with that person. I'm actually going to take it back a step because I forgot to mention something. When you are planning the specific type of person that you want, and even writing down in your self-love journey the specific goals that you're manifesting, I say this because the majority of individuals are specific manifestors. But if you are wondering if you are a specific or non-specific manifestor, please go and check out my YouTube video where I explain what this means, and you can go and see which one you are. I'll link it in the description down below as well, but would highly suggest watching that, especially if you are someone who has been struggling to bring your manifestations to life. This might be that root explanation for that. Okay, going back. So you've done the self-love, you've done the planning, and now it's time for the embodiment of feeling. This is so important to any of your manifestations, is to attach the feeling as if it has already happened or already happening. And the quickest way to do that is through visualizing. So I want you to close your eyes at this step and just visualize exactly what it's like to be with that person, exactly what a day from the morning to night looks like with your specific person or with your soulmate. You know, what do you do together? What does your relationship look like? How do you talk to each other? How does it feel when you're with that person? What does the place look like that you're in where you're together? You need to get super, super clear on these details. Last but not least, now that we have a few minutes, I want to just talk about my story and how I manifested my soulmate and how this applies to the SPV method. So the self-love, plan, and visualize method that I like to call it and that I kind of created. So when I first met my boyfriend, we were both in a place where it was hilarious because both of us had said, you know what, I'm not really looking for a specific person right now. If it happens, it happens, but I'm just going to focus on myself, on self-development, focusing on being the best version of myself. And I just trust the creator and the universe's divine timing that when it's the right time, it's the right time. So this goes back to that very first step, that self-love step. And this step is crucial because when we over-attach to our manifestations, we are oftentimes pushing them further away from us. So if you're holding a specific person super, super close to you, you're doing everything to try and manifest them and it's not working, then you really, really need to detach from your manifestation. And one of the best ways to do this is to look inward and just focus on yourself. So once we both started this journey, almost instantaneously, we met each other and we knew, okay, this is my person. They are the one. They're way too good to be true, too perfect. So we started dating, and that was 2 years ago. And now we live in a beautiful house together. We have such a beautiful relationship as well. He texts me every single morning, a good morning message, and it always varies between how much he loves me, how my day is going, how beautiful he thinks I am. He's always helping me out with cooking and cleaning and planning surprise dates and all the amazing things that, you know, I always wanted within a partner. So love you, Tyler, if you're watching this. So that's my story. So that's why I always say, you know, it is so important to start with that foundational work, the self-love work, because the rest will follow, right? Worst case scenario, you work on yourself, you become super confident and happy, and you don't even need anyone for the time being, right? You just become so immensely happy with life and so lit up that that's what you want to focus on. So remember, you don't need anyone to be happy. You just need to be happy with yourself. And that specific person will come within divine timing by virtue of that. Trust the universe, trust the creator. The best is yet to come. So thank you so much, everyone. Chima Gwech for tuning in to this week's YouTube video. Again, please go check out the podcast if you haven't already. The podcast is a bit longer than my YouTube videos. It's very in-depth, gives in-depth tutorials and explanations for when you're on that car ride or working out or going for a walk. So be sure to go and download, leave a 5-star review. And if you aren't already subscribed, be sure to hit a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and I will see you in next week's video. Thank you so much. Chima Gwech, everyone.